Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Happy New Year. It's a new year, 2026. I hope you guys are ready for the year. So in this video, we are going to be talking about different type of strategies and which strategies to choose, how to choose a strategy, which one is the right. Stop all the hype and following the hype, jumping from your working strategy to a more complex strategy thinking that is going to make you money, but then only to find out when you get there, you're just becoming a losing trader. And then you start rolling on a losing streaks for quite some time until you realize that, you know what I was using back then, it was actually working, right? So I do have a list of the most popular strategies that are out there, especially on YouTube. Number one, which is obviously everybody knows that, trend line, ICT, SMC, Fibonacci strategy, supply and demand, breakout strategy, support and resistance, price action, and news trading, right? So which one is the best? How do you choose a best strategy for you as a trader? What I will always say is stop following the hype, especially when it comes to ICT, SMC, all of those fancy words, which you see people have like your what? Fair value gaps, your liquidity sweeps, and all of that, right? I'm not saying those strategies don't work, right? I once tried them, I once used them, and for me, it's not a for me. For me, it's not a strategy that I will use on a daily basis, right? So what I want you guys to focus on, especially beginner traders, I want you guys to focus on one thing. Your main goal as a trader is to make money from the market, right? Not to be able to know fancy word, right? Because what we know, what we have picked up as we go along now within this journey, within this trading career, and within our niche, you find that people are more interested in saying the fancy word, right? I hosted a masterclass now in Cape Town, and then when I ask everyone, like, yo, guys, this is like a 1 hour session. What do you guys struggle with, right? What is it that are you guys struggling with? The most thing that I was hearing was, how can I identify liquidity, right? How do I know where liquidity is? How do I know if this liquidity is still valid? Then, okay, cool. I put that in a note. And then I started getting a lot of people coming from YouTube wanting to join the mentorship. Like, yo, I want to join a mentorship. I'm in my losing streak. I want to join your mentorship. I want to join my. Then before I even allow you to come into a mentorship, what I do is I conduct like an interview with you, just to kind of like understand what type of a trader are you, what are you using, what are you struggling with. Because for me, it will be pointless to sell you a course and then only to find out that you already know how to trade. It's just that you're struggling with psychology, for example, right? Risk management, some stuff like that. If those are your problems, I will not sell you my course. Like, I will not. What I will do is I'll just offer you a mentorship or guidance, maybe for 3 months, where I can guide you to like put together whatever you use. And because I already use all of these strategies, I know how they work, right? But then I've chose to use something that's simpler for me, that makes me trade easily without stressing, right? So you will find that someone will be like asking like, yo, what strategy, because my most question that I ask is, what strategy do you trade with, right? What do you use? I trade with ICT. Okay, cool. Do you know how to analyze and use that strategy? Like, yeah, I do. Okay. So what is the problem? I don't know when to exit. I mean, like, if you do know how to analyze the strategy on its own, it should let you know this is gonna be the exit point, right? And then two, you will find that people are struggling with identifying liquidity. And I told them on a daily basis, guys, my strategy is very simple. Break and retest. I look for rejection. Bullish engulfing is if the market is going in an uptrend, then I buy. Simple as that. If the market is going down, I look for lower lows, lower highs, right? The moment the market break, come back to retest, I look for rejections at that zone. Once I start rejecting, I look for a bearish closure, get my bearish closure in a lower time frame. I take my trade, I target my previous low. That's it. Then I'm out. Simple as that. That's what I use on a daily basis, right? I then added supply and demand, right? To because normally you find that. Okay, let me just quickly take a pen, right? So normally you would let me just do this here. So normally price will drop, right? Price will drop, create a low, break, retest, come back, right? It will, guys, can you see that? There we go, right? So instead of retesting here, right, you find that price does what? Breaks this area and then pushes up and then come and reject reject here, right? So that's when I started adding my supply zones, right? So that if price, there you go, if price does not give me an entry here, then I will use my supply to enter. It's as simple as that. So those are the techniques that I use, right? Those are the techniques that I use on a daily basis. Those are the techniques that I use on a daily basis to make sure that I trade freely without stressing myself. But now you guys are confused as to what strategy is the best. Guys, everything in the market works. Indicators, trend lines, breakout, support and resistance, you name it. ICT, SMC, whatever you want to name it, they all work. Liquidity sweeps, liquidity crap. You don't want to be a liquidity, you don't want to be that. Guys, your goal as a trader is to come to the market, know when the market is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Understand where to enter, understand where to exit, understand the risk management that you're going to put in, right? How much you're going to be risking on the trade. Once you do that, those are your 4 key things that you, as a trader, you need to understand. Simple as that. Stop focusing on all these fancy words. You want to try and find the fair value gap. You find that the fair value gap, it's a zone that was broken, right? You find that that fair value gap, it's a zone that was broken, which means it's a break and retest for us that are keeping things simple. But for you, who wants to make things complex and make it more fancier, you're gonna keep looking and looking and looking, because now I have people that are in my course. Those people will go and try this new fancy word, come back and be like, yo, how, where can I find liquidity? I say, yo, there's no way, nowhere in my course I'm talking about liquidity, because I don't use it. I don't want to complex things. I don't want to make things difficult for me. I always want to make sure things are easy so that I can be able to make money from the market, and then I'm out, right? What the banks is doing, what everyone is doing, I don't care. That should be your thing for 2026, and then master whatever strategy you want to choose. But all I'm gonna say is stop following the hype and stop being under pressure by all of this fancy word. If people are saying that you are the liquidity, you are a liquidity, they're gonna take you out. It's fine. If you're gonna be making money from the trade that you took, who cares? Are you the liquidity? No. You just need to know when to cut your losses, when to cut your wins. Simple as that, right? With the break and retest, I have 3 options, right? 3 options. If the market doesn't retest, I'm gonna wait at the supply zone. If it breaks the supply zone, that means the trend has changed. Simple as that, right? Because the moment it breaks my supply zone, it breaks the previous high, right? Creating a new high, going to a different direction. I will then do what? I will then look for the market to change direction. If it's gonna go up, change from a downtrend, give me higher high, give me higher lows, confirmation, rejections, bullish entry, enter, boom, gone. Simple as that. Hope you guys like the video. Comment below what you guys think and what strategy are you trading. And to make it things even more fun, I am gonna bring in more traders that are trading all these different strategies on the channel, and then ask them questions for you guys. Whatever questions you guys have regarding each of the strategy that you guys are trading with, just let me know in the comments down below, and then I'm gonna be asking the guys as I'm gonna be doing the interviews. Much love. Cheers. Don't forget to subscribe. 2026, make it your year.